Ah ha ha. Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz Love Talk. I'm just waiting for my guest to log in. Fred, Nora, where you at? Get in here, get in here, get in here. I want to I want to hear about the GOP. Unless they do I need to come rescue you? They got you hostage? You know, I talk a lot of smack about them GOPers. They might they might have you locked down. They might have you locked down. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What's up? Um, have we have we identified that they're coming on? Just trying to oh gosh, I'm a little hungry this morning. I've been feeling like this in the mornings. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. So, all right, Paul, where they at? Are they having trouble getting on? Harry, do we know where they are? All right. I know they're in Michigan. Michigan. Okay. All right. You know, is there a time difference? I think there is. They might got the times mixed up. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get the tea at some point. Somebody will knock on their door. You'll be like, Eastern Standard Time. That Milwaukee crowd is a tough crowd. Not Milwaukee, them Republicans. Oh man. So they might be let's see, it's like 9:20. So they might be in the wrong time thing. Well, Nora Grace is she lives in Philly, so she got some awareness. She know what time it is. Oh well. Well, we'll see what happens. Somebody go over there to their hotel door and knock on the door. One of the Harley fans. I saw the Canadian cat. So I don't know where they are. They're in Michigan. Oh, okay. All right. Be like, all right. Thank you. I'd be like, Nora, you live in Philly. That's on the East Coast. You know what time it is? I'm gonna give Fred a pass because he live in Oakland. So, if he was calling in from Oakland, I'd be like, damn. But he still might be in Michigan. So, you know, I get it. All right. I was hoping to get some GOPT. That's what I was hoping to get. Trying to hear how all the foolishness and mayhem was. And were people really walking around with bandages on their ears? I just want to I want that verified. I want to know if that's AI or people actually did that foolishness. Now you talk about solidarity to stupidity. Man. I was like, come here, let me pop you in the ear. Let me fix that for you. Since you want your ear bandaged so bad. They should get a Tony. Donald Trump should get a Tony for that performance. He should get a Tony for that performance. The only thing missing was fight the power. That's the only thing that was missing. If they couldn't cure Public Enemy fight the power, because Chuck D would have came on that stage, him and Flav Flav would have whooped that billionaire butt. Okay, they're ready. Okay, just got Fred. All right, where's Nora? Like, Nora, you know what time it is. What do you mean they didn't know they was coming on? Oh, you ain't telling Paul? Oh, Paul, I thought you squared this away. Damn it. Did you even talk to them? Oh, Lord. All right. Uh, we need an extra pair of hands, I think. We need an extra pair of hands. What do you mean you thought? I don't have her. I don't have any contact information, so I don't know. When you asked, I just assumed you was coordinated. You had talked to them, and that's why I sent you the link because I don't have either one of them. Oh no, you didn't put us together. I no, I didn't get emails. I didn't see an email. I didn't see. I was responding to the text. So all right, well, that's just how it went. Yeah, no, I never got an email from you. The last email I got from you was July 2nd. That was it. So, all right. Paul, you need an assistant. You need somebody to handle your communications. It's time. You need an extra pair of hands. All right. Anyway, she's about to log in. All right. I'm sorry. I feel bad now. You dragged that girl out of her bed after she spent a whole long night with them crazy people. I'm not gonna keep them long. I mean, like, listen, I'm so sorry. Shit. I mean, ooh, sorry. Oops. I forgot I was on air. Okay, no need to feel bad. All right. Wow, ooh, that's pretty. Yikes. Oh, can we afford that? Yeesh. Man, that's gorgeous. Wow. Yikes. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know. They might not go for that. But I don't know. I don't know why people are surprised that Trump goes off script. He lives off script. Has he ever adhered to the script? Why? He, I don't know. I don't know. We've already seen this movie. I don't know why people think they could go, oh, he's gonna be better this time. Better than what? He's never gonna stay on script. Why did I even bother giving him a script? It's just a waste of time. He is never gonna do what you want him to do. And them GOPers, man, they are just ridiculous. And the press don't even push back on it. They just come to accept that. They just say it so nonchalantly. Oh yeah, Donald Trump went off script. It's like, oh yeah, that's just his brashness. He's an a-hole. And y'all are just eating it up. He never is on message. But the message is always the hate message. It's the immigrants. It's the this, it's the that. That's why we are blah blah blah. That's why your life is terrible because immigrants are taking those jobs that you so desperately need. And they're pillaging our resources. Yada, 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 yada. Same message. And these dummies sit there and eat it up. They don't even look at the facts. It's like, he could say anything. He says anything. And they just, oh yeah, I see it. You're right. That's my experience too. Oh my God. It's just so crazy. It's like we're just being conned in real time. He's a con man. And we're just watching it in real time. But I have faith in the American public. Believe it or not, I have faith. I do. I have a modicum of faith. A modicum of faith. I still believe in this. I still believe in the light on the hill. I still believe in that. I still believe our best days are ahead of us. I still believe that. Hey, good morning.
It was wonderful. It was fantastic. Paul Schaefer,
I hear you. You got something on in the background? What y'all got going on?
Music, and then when Dave Letterman came out, it was like moving.
Y'all have a radio on?
It's the last of us.
Or TV on? What y'all got going on? Hey, Fred. Hey, Nora.
Hey, how are you?
Is our video?
I'm so sorry y'all are up so early. I thought Paul coordinated this whole thing. I wasn't trying to make the maid service come bang on the door.
Yeah. But can you see us?
I see you. You got on a WNHH hat. He got on a cap, and
Oh, yeah,
y'all sitting in front of a armoire, a china
dude.
cabinet.
I'm just trying to set us up so we can see ourselves, but you know what? I don't think we want to see ourselves.
Yeah.
I think this
Well, you look beautiful.
Yeah.
Just let us know if either of us is sliding off camera or anything.
Yeah.
Or
No,
if you see a bat in the cave or like anything untoward.
No, you look great. Hey, Fred, how are you? I love your work, Fred.
Oh, thank you.
I do. Hey, Nora, it's nice to see you.
I know. Nice to see you again. How are you
doing all right in Philly? They treating you right? You can always come back.
I kind of want to come back. Yeah. It's really hot there.
Okay, well, that's just weather, but
weather is real though. Like past me, and it's been hot in Milwaukee too. Like,
well, it's cool now in Connecticut. We had a big storm. It's nice and cool.
yeah.
All right, give me the. So, you were you there at the beginning of the convention? Did you get there for the first night?
Yeah, but last night was the first night that I think we actually both sat in on the floor and we're watching the actual convention because we've been doing a lot of reporting around the perimeter.
Okay.
Like covering protests and panels, and that kind of stuff.
So what was the experience like? See, I've been to the Democratic convention back in the 80s. Like I went to the Democratic convention back in the 80s for the inner city. And in those days people were standing outside throwing blood on people's furs, stuff, that kind of stupidness.
It was nothing like that. That would have been a huge improvement.
Whoa! All right, give me the tea,
like,
Fred.
Let's see. How would you describe it? It was like a really poorly practiced circus, but the PowerPoint presentation was excellent. Just great slides on the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, so what was the weirdest thing you saw?
Oh my God.
Which I mean, I know all of it, but
okay. I think the easiest way to answer that is to tell you the least weird thing that we saw.
Okay.
Which was whatever. Not Billy Graham. Billy Graham's dead, right? Whatever the minister's name was who did the convocation. It was fairly normal.
He was what?
When he led the whole crowd in prayer, the Graham dude, that was fairly normal.
Oh.
Everything else
totally bizarre.
This whole thing. Do you remember Bizarro Superman and Bizarro World?
Yes.
Like where like the League of Injustice would like be sitting around and be like, "This meeting will come to disorder." That's the RNC. Like they're a bizarro political party because basically everything they say and do is the opposite. They're like, they should
Yeah.
all be like dressing up like crisscross, where they're like wearing their suits backwards.
Exactly. I was
Yeah.
expecting the escalators to be going the wrong way. By the end of the week, I was like, I was confused when things weren't backwards. Like when people weren't walking backwards.
Yeah. Like, Eric Trump is just like, can you believe they took the civil rights generals' names off of these American military bases? We need to put their names. He actually said that. We need to put their names back. And I think he should have gone a step further and say, we need to bring slavery back to America.
Oh, you know, it's on the tip of their tongue.
That would have just sealed the deal. Like, that would have gotten the longest clap of the evening. Like, bring slavery. It would have gotten claps from the Black Republicans, too.
How many were there? Was it
Too many.
It was too many, really?
Too many.
Whoa. Were you shocked by that, or were you like,
No, I was disgusted by it.
okay.
And that's why I wasn't on the actual floor. I was up in the stands because I'm just like, I can't trust myself. Like, you know, I got to be a professional. So, like, I can't trust myself around that.
Wow. 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 So, all right. So, who else did you see? Were there Asians for Trump there? Were there Latinos for Trump there? Like, what else did you see? Gays for Trump?
Ooh,
I saw the Jews. I saw the Jews for Trump signs. I saw those.
Yeah. I thought I was seeing I saw several rainbow Make America Great Again hats. And that was pretty funny to me.
Yeah.
And did you see okay, well, this isn't what we saw, but I was laughing at the videos about like apparent grinder outages because people were like talking about the number of closeted Republicans.
Oh, yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. So we were trying to like figure out a story around that.
Yeah.
It felt like a failure that we didn't end up like interviewing some.
Well, you can always go back and like, you know,
No.
as I think about, no, you're like, no.
We got out. We're not going back in.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the Democratic convention?
Yeah.
That would be a whole different vibe.
Yeah. It's gonna be pretty anticlimactic after this. Because like, you know,
I know you're going to be wanting the craziness. So
it's gonna be, I don't know, like joining the Boy Scouts after having seen action in Vietnam.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like, you know, I'm not gonna know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This whole week was just a huge victory party.
So were people talking to you? Like, were they interested in answering your questions? Did you have to drag stuff out of people? Like,
no, people were jumping to talk to me to the point where I felt, it was a strange experience. I've never had, because when I was reporting on this in Connecticut a couple years ago, like on, I don't know, just Trumpism, people were always really shy to speak because they think that they don't want to say anything on record about supporting Trump because they think it's going to hurt their game, their political game. But then here, like 2 years later, this party is like completely legitimized. I feel like people are catching up to the fact that this is the party that's in power, and that Trump is like huge. So people were, everyone wanted to talk to me, and it seemed like everyone who was there was just incredibly attention seeking, like, because the whole thing is a TV show and everyone who's going just wants to be on TV. Like Fred did a comic about MAGA fashion. Like the outfits we were seeing were just totally ludicrous because people are just like jumping to get cameras on them.
Yeah,
really?
Good. It's just about getting seen. It's about getting attention. I mean, it's reality television.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Were people nice to you? Did y'all have two different experiences? Because Fred, you're Black. Did you feel nervous or unsafe, or
did I?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I didn't feel welcome, but I didn't feel nervous or unsafe. But I'm from Oakland, so it takes a lot for me to feel nervous or unsafe.
Nora, did you feel welcomed?
Yeah, well, this is a conversation that we had earlier on because you were fearful until like Fred ended up having a couple of conversations that are documented in comics in which people were like actually nicer to him than he expected.
Yeah. They were actually nicer, and they were actually like less, not even, I was gonna say less despicable people. They weren't despicable people. Like these couple of guys I talked to were actually like pretty nice guys where I'm just like, I know this doesn't connect for me. I don't understand why you're at this like Klan/Nazi rally. You seem like a nice guy. But there were other people in this venue. Like I was at this bar at a watching party, and like, you know, I would look over and I would get some serious stink eye from somebody across the room. And I'm just like, okay, I think I found the right two people to talk to, because the rest of this crowd is not digging me.
Yeah.
So did it really feel like a Klan Nazi rally? Did it? I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to any one of those, but this is probably as close as you're gonna get.
You know, yeah, I got an Eventbrite invite to a Klan rally, and I couldn't make it. So it's unfortunate.
I hate when I have to turn those down.
Yeah.
So, how do you think people will come out of this convention feeling? Do you think that this is indicative of the mood of the country as a whole? When you see all these people gathered, what do you think?
Those guys are the true believers. The people who are at the convention, like they are the ones who they're not even guzzling the Kool-Aid, they're mainlining it. Like those are the full card-carrying cult members.
Yeah.
But as a representative of the rest of the country, like it is at least kind of a bellwether for how deluded people are, by how they're like the biggest cheers that Eric Trump got was talking about cheap gas and keeping trans people out of sports.
Oh yeah.
Like that's their priorities. Like if you look at the rest of the world, we don't pay that much for gas. Like, and it's also like, hey, we want cheap gas and also get rid of these friggin' electric cars. And it's just like,
Yeah.
like I don't get it. I don't get it. So
Yeah, there was an awkward silence when Trump was like, electric cars are okay. The whole room went silent.
like,
Wow.
we get it, but they're okay. Some of the American
Wow.
ones are all right. Like just what he didn't want, he wants to build a big fence to keep immigrant electric cars out of the country.
Okay. So what was the mood like when the production of the shooting happened?
The
What
production.
was the mood like? What was the mood like when they walked into that convention? Because that happened before on the grounds of before they started. But what was the mood like on the inside? Like how was that used to play up any of the convention time?
Wait, the shooting?
Yes.
It got referenced.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't actually run with that ball as much as you'd expect, apart from wearing bandages on their ears the way.
So you saw actual people doing that?
Or crosses.
Yeah.
Like crosses? So that wasn't AI generated pictures. People were really doing that.
Oh no, people were really doing that. There's nothing in there that was, you didn't need, AI and CGI did not need to get involved to like really heighten the experience. Like they did it themselves.
Wow. And so was there as many women there as men, or was it overwhelmingly white men?
There are a lot of white
There
women.
were a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Really?
They all had the same face.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all had the same plastic surgeon. They all had the same hairdresser. They all had the same stylist. Like it was very Stepford Wives.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what did they do for entertainment? What was there entertainment?
I got two words for you. Freedom Rock.
What the hell is that?
You remember Freedom Rock from the 80s?
No.
You know, like the Guess Who, you know, and
okay.
that kind of stuff. Yeah. It was like what you would hear on AM radio in the 70s, just like all this like really bland covers of oldies rock. But
Wow.
what was really cool is a Crypt Keeper came out and sang God Bless the USA. I was expecting them to have Lee Greenwood do it, but they actually got a real mummy to come out and sing that song.
So what did you make of the what's her name? The woman who's, because there was a bunch of speakers what's the black woman? What's her name?
Oh yes, who was talking about the her son was killed, correct?
Yeah.
She, I mean, a mother who loses their child, that's a moving thing. Like that's real. And like she really fired up the audience. And it was interesting because Trump looked like he was watching something else entirely. Like and that's like the thing generally with him. Like there is an incongruentness, if that's the right word, to his engagement with the goings on. Like he seems pretty checked out.
Wow.
Totally checked out. Like that's what was so weird is that this whole week was like this huge. Last night was so funny to have all of these giant, like these celebrity, like Hulk Hogan come up and call Trump like the biggest, baddest like man out there. And then the whole week is like this huge victory party. And then Trump gets up on stage and rambled for 2 hours in a totally incoherent way. It's like he's so the opposite of how everyone is describing.
Yeah, they're like all this build up, and then, ladies and gentlemen, the hardest working man in show business.
Oh,
and the sad penguin comes out.
With a giant hair.
So what did you make of JD Vance?
Tried not to.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was really touching when he was weeping on camera during his confirmation as vice president. Yeah, or whatever it's called. Yeah, he was really touched because he was just thinking about all the people he's going to get to oppress.
a dream deferred, a dream come true.
We weren't in the room for his speech, but I felt like there was more chanting during his speech than during any other part of the convention.
What were they chanting, Nora?
Tastes great, less filling.
They were chanting like the dumbest shit. Like, oh, I'm not allowed to swear in here, but they were so basically after he said anything, they would turn it into a chant. Like it wasn't really creative, I guess. I was about to give them more credit, but so he would be like, "That's my mom," and they'd be like, "JD's mom, JD's mom," for like 2 minutes. It's similar to how Trump's riffing during his speech last night added like 40 minutes to the point where they had to turn on the lights and usher him out of the venue. They were adding so much time to this whole thing of just every 2 minutes there's a 2-minute chant. He was like, "You're a great crowd." They were like, "Yes, we are. Yes, we are." And that continued like throughout a lot of the convention. There was a lot of like very ineffective chanting.
Yeah, where you're like, where is this coming from? Yeah, Trump, going back to Trump, like his speech was 90% sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
Like where you could see the teleprompter across the way, and you're just like watching the teleprompter and listening to what he's saying as he just goes further and further afield.
Wow.
It was weird.
Wow. So, it's probably too soon for you to process this whole circus, if you will. Do you think you'll have some thoughts after you sort of ponder this and live with this experience for a little bit?
How do you mean? Like thoughts?
Yeah, like thoughts. Like maybe you'll recall something that struck you odd, or oh yeah, that thing, or oh
no,
yeah.
I think what would be interesting is if I like had a thought that struck me normal. I'd be like, oh yeah, that was like that, something really expected happened. That's totally how that should have happened. Like that is something that would be like really come out of right field at this point.
And so all the speakers that they had, I mean, they had some folks come out, right, to build up to this thing, right? Because I caught some of them.
Yeah, they had some great people. They had Kid Rock.
Yeah,
that would have been really something. If Chris Rock. They had Kid Rock. They had that guy who hit his wife, Dana White.
Ooh.
It wasn't like a full-on MMA thing. Don't get it twisted. He just slapped her in front of people. Wait, who else was there? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, there were other people there, but you can only like hold so much.
Yeah, my brain is just like 90%.
Yeah, that was a lot of it. That was a lot.
Yeah, the whole Kogan thing was extreme.
Yeah. Because he's about as old as Trump, isn't he?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
so. I think he's up in age. I don't think he's
Late 70s?
yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
You know. Yeah. I mean, I remember him. I'm 61 and I remember when I was a kid, he was, older when I was a kid. So I know he's got to be up in age. So
I mean, he's still really buffed, but like when he did this, he did look a little bit like a flying squirrel. But I mean, he still got more muscle than I did. So what am I saying?
So did you get a chance to talk to people at the end? Like, did they say this was the best thing ever, or they're revved up, or
I actually did not talk to people last night. I kind of fled after last night. But I was gonna say that is, I understand this comment that Harry's weighing in. Yeah, I was gonna say that I think the thing that's gonna stick with me is like what was so insane was to get acquainted with some of the like hardcore like MAGA cultists. Culters, I don't know, cultists. Anyway, I have never seen up close like or met people who are who are really so involved in this. Like I did one interview with this guy who's been to like 80 rallies. And at first I was like, I'm not sure whether to believe his whole life story because it was so bonkers, but like it all adds up. He really is like he's giving his whole life to Trump. And that's kind of the way that I view it on a larger level. Like we're kind of all sacrificing ourselves for this figure.
Yeah, because
But
it's all in the service of him. Like there's
yeah,
nothing else to it.
yeah, but to see like the ways in which people are doing it every day, their whole life is built around Trump. Like he's going into debt to like give money to Trump's campaign.
wow.
That is gonna stick with me because it was kind of unbelievable, but it's crazy, but it's true. Like it's totally true.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whew. Well, thank you for your time this morning. I'm sorry we dragged you out of bed for this, but I just
Yeah,
had to
sorry.
hear what it was like up close and personal because we were I watched some of it, not all of it, but I watched some of it and I was just like, what is this? And it ran late every night from over the new into the news, and I just thought this is wild.
How much of it did you actually watch live? Did you watch any of it live?
No.
Yeah.
No, I did. I watched a couple of nights. I watched live a couple of
Yeah.
nights. Not a lot, like only in small increments of, because
Yeah.
it just made me itchy. I just
Oh yeah.
that level of crazy is tough.
In there was itchy. Itchy
Yeah.
is like the right way to describe it. My skin was honestly crawling
Yeah, yeah, that's how I felt. My skin is was itchy. You'll have a whole different vibe for the DNC. Now it'll be hyped up. Don't get me wrong, but the quality of the people will be different, and it will look more like America. You will just see all kinds of people. It'll be a different vibe.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I want y'all to come on. Let's make a pact right now. The last night of the DNC, or when you rap, come on and do this again and recap the DNC. I think you'll like that better. Plus, they got real, better artists who don't mind their music being played.
They're not gonna have Jason Aldean.
Ooh, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Lionel Richie. Thank y'all so much. So y'all safe travels back to your respective homes. And I'll keep reading your comics, Fred. And Nora, I'll keep reading your reviews. I appreciate them greatly.
Thanks, Babz.
All right. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thanks, Harry. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on Monday. That's it.
Ooh.